What up, everyone? It's your boy Red Hawk. It is Wednesday, May 27, 2026 at 9:48 a.m. in the morning, and I am going to address to you a rather sensitive, racy topic, one that I just loathe with passion for as long as I could live. It is about some of the most bigoted uh, persons that well, not persons really, but more like thugs that I encountered when I was a junior sailor in the United States Navy. Where do I even start? Back in 2009, when I was a junior aviation electrician airman, pay grade E3, in the Golden Dragons of VFA 192, I encountered some of the most hardcore bigots in my squadron's white population. I'm gonna not to get into specifics regarding which states they came from or what their rates were, but they were either petty officers third class or petty officers second class, E4 or E5. And a good few of them came from the South, Midwest, and the East Coast. I didn't encounter any bigoted white folks from the West Coast, or even Southwest, or even the Mountain States. No. They're typically eastern part of the South, and yes, northern, going to eastern portion of the United States. And let me tell you, all I can assume about these creatures was that I don't think they've ever seen a colored person before when they were growing up. From the time they were babies, when they were born, up until either high school or college, or even some of their past employments before they even enlisted. That is until they got to the fleet, where they began to see people of other backgrounds, no matter what their nationalities, ethnicities are, be it black, Hispanic of any kind, Mexican, El Salvadoran, Guatemalan, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Chilean, Argentinian, Paraguayan, Uruguayan, whatever, or even Asians like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Filipino, Vietnamese, Burmese, Thai, Laotian, Cambodian, Korean, did I even say Korean? Oh yes, I did. And Mongolian, what have you. All I gotta do is shake my head. Now, I told you I wasn't gonna go into the specifics of who they were, what their rates were, or which states they exactly came from. But the instances, I can recall two of them that were just unpleasant to my taste. Left a bad taste in my mouth. One. There was this southern dude. I don't know where he's from, either Louisiana, Oklahoma, or Mississippi, right along there. He would ask me about certain things regarding the Philippine Islands. I could have said something to him like, hey, I don't have any closeness that much with the Filipino culture ever since I grew up under the tyranny of a biological father and a stepmother that shouldn't have been parents in the first place. But please, stop what you're doing and do not talk to me that way. He would ask me about the language. He would ask me about the women. He would ask me about just anything that I don't want to remember because of my toxic upbringing at that time. And this was right around 17 years ago. And another thing that annoyed me about this Cajun dude was that he would whisper to another white peer and say that he plans to hook up another white friend with a Japanese lady. Which kind of irritated me because I'm more into Japanese women than I do Filipino women. And that is just my perfect. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. I am not a bigot. I'm just a brown boy who wants to do something different for myself. anything apart from what the typical brown Southeast Asian boys do for themselves, be it professionally or personally, especially regarding careers, relationships, dating, gaming, schools, college majors, what have you. Alright, anyway, back to the track that I was going. The second one was, there's this instance where I had a photo of myself and some of my lady friends from way back, and dominantly, I had photos of me and an Irish-American lady friend who I went to high school with, whose family was originally from Boston. And you know what this one East Coast guy and one Midwestern guy said? Hey man, take down those pictures of you and your Filipino sweethearts. I'm like, what the hell did you just say? My best friend back in high school was white. Irish. I'm pretty sure you could figure that out by the color of her skin. Don't be an idiot. I don't care what your rank is. I don't care if you're a petty officer 3rd class E4 or a petty officer 2nd class E5. Do not talk to me that way. But hey, what can I do? White trashes like that will always be white trashes. There, I said it. I didn't want to be on a high horse and call these thugs white trashes, but hey, they acted like white trashes towards me. And yes, that is a rant. This is so all of you sailors out there on active duty or reserves, or maybe even other branches like the Marines or Coast Guard, active duty or reserves, or even the Army or Air Force, or even DHS, Army and Air Force, active duty or reserves or National Guard. Just so you can be aware of some of the ethnic dissonances that you can encounter, especially to all you service people of color out there. Learn from what I encountered, and what you could do to stand up to these thugs and shrews. All right. Just a little public service announcement from myself. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. The words that came out of my mouth, they are not under the Department of the Navy, DON, Department of Defense, DOD. They were from my personal experiences as a junior enlisted sailor in the United States Navy, serving in a forward deployed naval force, carrier air wing, CAG-5, stationed with 2 F-18 Hornet fighter squadrons and naval air facility at Sugi, Japan. VFA-192 Golden Dragons and VFA-115 Eagles. Oh hey, don't mind this U.S. Marine Corps Tilt Rotor Squadron t-shirt. I bought this during an air show in Miramar, like right around 12 years ago. It was like VFM 363 Red Lions. The red lion with the 4-leaf clover. Kind of reminds me of any given Super Sentai Ranger out there with this insignia. It's got to be... I kind of figured this was one of the coolest squadron patches ever, so I kind of figured I'd buy the t-shirt. Even though I was not a Marine, I never earned a title, I never served with any Marine Corps Aviation squadron whatsoever. But to all the leathernecks out there that are currently serving in this squadron, more power to you. Semper Fi, even though I wasn't a Marine. And now, I'm going to move to the now. 2026. 17 years later. Where am I? Yesterday, I just finished my final exam for ATC 140C, online meteorology course for my aviation degree from Glendale Community College. Actually, I actually took it from Cypress College alongside ATC 102C Aviation Career Portfolio, and I'm done with classes over at Cypress. I'm now currently registered for UAS drone piloting basics for the summertime, also at Cypress, as well as 4 courses in the fall. 2 from Cypress, 2 from Glendale Community College. Cypress College, I got airline operations and engine systems design and construction for aviation. GCC LA, I got flight attendant 1 and air navigation. I've already covered these courses in some of my previous videos, but I'm just going to remind all of you in case you haven't caught wind of what I am taking now as I wrap up my aviation education before I enlist in the United States Army and go from Navy Blue to Army Green. Other things, I've continued the therapy just to wrap up some of the requirements that I need as part of medical clearance from El Segundo, Los Angeles MEPS before enlisting on active duty in the Army, which I plan to do late July. Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, just gotta remind you, especially to those thugs and shrews I encountered in the fleet, I am now a certified green belt Gokyu 5th junior degree in Shirinji Kampo from the local Japanese temple in Zenshuji, Soto Mission, Little Tokyo. I've also taken Muay Thai. I've also taken shoot wrestling, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, a little bit of eskrima, hapkido, Shotokan karate, and taekwondo, and regular boxing. Oh yeah, another secret that I haven't revealed, I am unofficially a yellow belt in Shotokan karate. That was from 15 years ago, which I haven't told to anybody yet. But if I see any of those thugs and shrews that I encountered in the fleet, years from now, you know what I'm gonna do? Ha! A right hook to the kisser. Maybe even worse, like a knee or a kick. Like forward, straight forward, or roundhouse to the head, midsection, or even to the leg. And those would hurt really bad, and I don't want to do any of those to those thugs and shrews. Alright? I am no king of fighters. I am no legendary wandering warrior. Kyo Kusanagi from KOF and Ryu from Street Fighter, that is. But I feel like I could be on Kyo and Ryu's level of fighting someday. Just without the mystical flame powers or the mystical serpent-driven flame powers or even the classic Hadouken fireball moves. Or even the spinning hurricane kick, the Tatsumaki Senpokyaku. Also, yes, there's education, there's martial arts, there's therapy, and where else is now? I do have an Instagram account, but I don't think I can reveal it to you right now. I am not ready. And so, but I will leave you with this. I am thankful for all my East Asian fans out there, be it from China, Japan, and South Korea, dominantly from Japan. And so I say to all my Japanese fans out there who have recently followed me and become interested in my content online, I just have to say, arigatou gozaimasu. Yes. Oh, speaking of Japanese, I actually finished Japanese 3, Intermediate Japanese 1 from Los Angeles City College, LACC, a couple of years back, fall 2024. Alongside all the other requirements for certification for proficiency towards Japanese. And here's to actually getting more proficient. I actually got 2 more courses left. Japanese 4, Intermediate Japanese 2, and Conversational Japanese 1, which are required for official certification for competency in reading, speaking, and writing beginner to intermediate level Japanese. And I would have to thank my instructors for that. 4 at the top of my head from RCC and LACC. That being said, I think I said too much for today. Thanks for watching this, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals. I'll see you on the next video. Red Hawk, out. Peace.